In this lesson we're actually going to play with some text. So after opening generations I'm going to select my text, insert text. I've typed in the word holidays, I've selected Arial black, I've put a tick in bold, I've made it above the line and I've left the colour blue, and I'm going to click OK and I'm going to generate. Now I'm going to select all of those, and instead of Saturn I'm going to make it a complex fill and generate. Now you can't see the whole word at the moment because my screen is a bit smaller, so I'll move it over. So using the H, we're now going to go to Edit Outline. I'm going to right click, I'm going to I'm going to divide with a line. I'm going to left click at the top, hold down my control key and left click at the bottom. Then I'm going to left click at the top and hold down my control key and left click at the bottom, enter, escape and generate. So now I have the H, which I'll turn orange, and either side, holding down my control key, I'll turn them yellow. Now if you 3D view, you see we have a simple two-colour H of the word holiday. Now I'm going to select the O, edit outline, right click. This time I'm going to divide with a curve, and I'm going to right click across, left click outside again and right click across. Enter, escape and generate. Now I have four parts of my O. I'm going to select the first part, which can be my trees. The top part can be my sky. The right hand part can be a hillside, and the bottom part could actually be some snow. So I very quickly split that into four different areas. Now I'm going to select the L, and this time I'm just going to leave it as a complex fill, but I'm going to hit my space bar. I'm going to go to complex, and I'm going to use random stitch length. I'm going to use smooth edges. I'm going to have a maximum step of 7 and a minimum step of 1.5. Apply, click OK, change the colour to something we can see, a red colour, and I can also change the angle. Now I've actually got a furry effect on the L with just a couple of simple moves. Now we're going to work on the I. This time I'm going to select my ellipse tool, and I'm just going to drag a circle and grab a circle and grab a circle. Now you can't see that very well, but you can see down here, if I change the colour, that I've actually created 3 circles, and I'm going to make them a complex fill and generate. Now I'm going to go back up to the I, click on my edit outline or view outline and right click and create a void using existing areas. Move my cursor, and for inch pink dot I'm going to tap with my left mouse button, then enter, escape and generate, and I've actually made a hole now for those yellow bits to drop into, and if you look at the eye in the blue you can actually see that that's what I've done. So we might just make that brown. Grab my yellow bits and move them up the order of the line. Now I actually want those brown bit above there. So I can do that by just zipping it up the line and generating. Now I have the circles on top, which looks clean. If I wanted to bury the jump stitches, then the circles would need to be above the brown bit, but you don't get such a clean look. So that's a decision whether you want the jumps and a clean look, or whether you want to bury the jumps underneath that eye. Now I'm going to select the D. I'm going to hit my space bar, and I'm going to find my spiral fill. I'm going to select spiral with a density of 1.5 and apply, and OK. Now I have a spiral D. We'll just change the colour of that. We'll move on to the A. And we can select a motif fill. Hit my space bar. I can select any motif that I've got in my collection. You see I've got a lot of A1 motifs there, but I'll actually select one that you've got on your. We'll do number 20. Now I can preview that. I can lock it and change that so that both of them change. I can change my spacing, and I can preview it again, and that's opened that fill up. I can get my layout panel, and I can actually move these around if I want to, spread them out a bit, do whatever I want with those motifs. Preview again, apply, and OK. So now I actually have an A with a motif stitch in it. While it's still selected, I'm going to go Stitch, Create Outline from all borders, satin border, and I'll make it 1.8 and click OK and Generate. Now we have a border around that. What I am going to do, because I've got that motif underneath, is hit my space bar and remove my underlay. And there we have an A with a actual motif fill in it. We can just change that colour, and I can actually move these up the line so they stitch in the order that I want them to stitch out. I can select my Y, pick up a stamp pattern. Any old stamp pattern will do that you've got in there, whether you've made some yourself. As you can see, I've got quite a lot in there. So we might just use number 50. Again, I can lock it and change that depending how big I want it. I can change the column spacing on it and the row spacing, and I can preview it. If I like what I see, I can rotate it if I want to, using these. That will change it again. Click OK, apply, and OK. And we'll change the colour so you can see a little bit better. And now I've placed a motif fill in my Y. So what can we do with the S? Well, maybe we could have an arc. No, I think we might have a gradient shading. We'll do a complex. We'll load in hopefully one of my gradient shadings. If you've got my CD, you can select that one. We'll click OK and we'll generate. I'm going to select that bottom colour, and I'm going to change the direction and generate. I'm also going to change the colour of that to a lemon and the bottom colour to a yellow. Now we have a gradient shading as well. Now you have a lot of colour changes there, but that just gives you some idea of the different things you can do with text. Now I'm just going to zoom out a fraction. I'm going to grab all those areas, merge them. Then I'm going to go to my reshape tool, style 109, and click OK. And I could actually bring that up a fraction. Generate. Okay, it took it up. That's fine. So now we have our reshaped holiday design. That was just a rough idea of all the different fills and that you can use and some of the tools that you can use with simple text designs. Hope you enjoyed the quick lesson.